So today we're doing Daf Chov Beis, starting from top Daf Chov Beis and Medalef on the top, 3 lines down. Veitzim. Zog the Gemara. We had yesterday that the salt comes from the person that brings the mincha, maybe? No, it doesn't. What about the eitzim? The wood comes from the Beis Hamikdash. Veitzim the pshita le detana the mishal tzibur minolam. How is it so pashut? How do we know that eitzim come from the Beis Hamikdash? The Beis Hamikdash provides the wood minola. The sanya yochal oimer R Eli oilo yovi eitzim mitach beisoy kederch shemevi nesachim mitach beisoy. Maybe the wood should be similar to the wine that he brings from his house. It says eitzim right next to the mizbeach. Ma mizbeach mishel tzibur, af eitzim beish mishel tzibur. Divrei Rebbe Elazar v'Rebbe Shimon. So Rebbe Elazar v'Rebbe Shimon, Rebbe Elazar the son of Rashbi, says that we have a pasuk that tells us that the wood is provided by the Beis Hamikdash. Rebbe Elazar ben Shammua Omer, ma mizbeach shelo nishtamish bo hedyoit, af eitzim beish shelo nishtamish bohem hedyoit. What do I learn from the pasuk? That just like the mizbeach has to be something that was never used before, the eitzim also have to be brand new wood that was never used by an individual beforehand. So if I ask you the question, what is the difference between the two shitas? Shkoyach. Well, one says it has to be brand new wood. And the other one says what? It has to be from the tzibur. One says it has to be from the tzibur, not a hedyot, and one says it has to be brand new. So what's the nafkamina? According to Rebbe Elazar ben Shammua, it has to be brand new and it can't be used. And according to Rebbe Elazar ben Shimon, it could be used. And according to Rebbe Elazar ben Shimon, it has to be from tzibur, but according to Rebbe Elazar ben Shammua, it doesn't have to be from tzibur. So what are you asking me? My binayu. So what does the Gemara say? My benayu, benayu chadati. There's only one difference. The new wood, Shamua, it has to be new. According to the laws, it doesn't have. What about the tzibur? We forgot about the other nafkamina. So from here you see that the Gemara is saying that there is no nafkamina when it comes to tzibur. Everybody agrees that it has to be the tzibur. Otherwise, the Gemara would use that as a difference between the two shitas. So we have that wood has to be from the Beis Hamikdash. The only nafkamina between, I guess Rebbe Elazar ben Shammua doesn't need a pasuk for it. It has to be tzibur. I don't know how he knows. But however, he comes up with a new chiddush. It has to be brand new wood. Ask the Gemara of Atikiloi, V'oksiv. Now there's a parasha over there with David HaMelech. There was a magefa for a very short period, a couple of hours. And the Nabi told David HaMelech, go build a mizbeach on a Ravna's property. So he goes to Ravna. And Ravnas tells him, V'oksiv, Yomer Ravna el David, Yikach vayal Adoni HaMelech hatoy beinov. Take whatever you want, I'm not charging you. Re'ei haboker lo'ilo, va'amurigim uchlei haboker leitzim. Take my farm equipment, all this wood, these tools made out of wood that you use to do disha on the wheat. Take them and use that as the wood. No? So the tools of the farm are used. So you see from here, you're allowed to use used wood. Says the Gemara, Hochanami b'chadati. Use, he told him he's donating his brand new farm equipment. What's going on? What's the big simcha here? No more what?
I asked him if he toiveled this.
Yeah, I toiveled it. 100% I toiveled it. Are you joking? You gonna wait for him?
You toiveled the machine.
I first checked, the plastic does not go, I thought maybe the plastic goes all the way in. It stops by the metal. I did not toivel the machine. Zog the Gemara. My Merigim, stop. What's the pshat of Merigim? Whoever remembers, we had in Avodah Zarah, we might have had it also in Zvachim. My Merigim, Omer Ula Mita Shetarbol. No, my Mita Shetarbol. Omer Rav Yehuda, Iza, a goat, the Kurkasa, the Doshu Bod Ishtoi. Basically, there's a plank of wood, I think, something like a plank with a bunch of like nails and pieces of metal coming out of the bottom. And in order to put the weight down so that it could get good geschmack into that wheat and separate the wheat, they put something that had the shape of a goat. Why it had the shape of a goat, I have no idea. But it looked like a goat, a big heavy piece of metal. So again, what's morigim? Morigim is this tool that separates the peel of the wheat. Meet the terrible. It's actually a word in English. There's a tarbol is a type of a tool that does this thing. Fine.
Tribulation.
What is it called?
In Latin, it was tribula.
Tribula. There's a tribula, a tarbol.
And the word tribulation in English.
Tribulation comes from this Gemara word, tarbol. Fine. Omer Av Yosef Maikra. How do you see in the pasuk that the moirag is used for disha? It says, Hinei samtich lemoirag chorutz. It says moirag, and then it says chodesh bal pifios todu sharim. So you see that the moirag does disha. Okay, fine. That was the easy part. That was the calm before the storm. And now Rabbi Yisai, put on your Menachos head, and we're going to jump right into it. Today is not too bad, but it's Hagdama to tomorrow. So if it's your first day in Menachos, don't get nervous. This is an extremely difficult sugya, but it gets a lot easier. It's one day it's going to be a little difficult, and then it's going to get easier. That's tomorrow. Today we're going to try, since it's a very short daf, we're going to try to jump into tomorrow's daf, do a couple of lines in, so that we have a little bit of time tomorrow morning. After slichas or before slichas, each to their own.
It's more like Svachim or more like Menachos?
It's going to be, no, it's a Shas sugya, Rabbi Schoenberg said. It's a Shas sugya. Everybody should already know the sugya. We're going to do a little chazara. Zok the Mishnah, Nis'arev kumtza b'koimitz, this is not so bad. Nis'arev kumtza b'koimitz chaverto. What happens if you have two kmotzim? I did a kmitza, again, how does a kmitza go? I stick my hand into whoever watched the demonstration, stick my hand into the bowl of soilus, of the flour, this way. I do a karate chop into it, and I bend my 3 fingers. You grab as much as you can with your 3 fingers, and then with your thumb and your pinky, you wipe it down. That's a kmitza. He takes the kmitza, puts it into another kli sharis. The second kli sharis gives it a special kedusha, an additional kedusha. Comes another kohen, he's also doing kmitza, does the same thing, doesn't realize that this bowl it's already occupied by kmitza. He takes another kmitza number 2, identical to the first one, let's say. They have the same ingredients, same everything, puts it into the bowl. Oy vavoy. Now I have 2 kmatzim in one bowl. What happens? What happens, says the Mishnah, another case. B'minchas kohanim. Kohanim, they bring a mincha. They are makriv the entire mincha. So it's different than a regular koimetz. They don't have shirayim and kmitza. They put everything on the mizbeach. B'minchas kohen mashiach. This is what we call minchas chavitin, that the kohen gadol makes a mincha every morning and every afternoon. It gets mixed into this mincha. B'minchas nesachim, or the mincha that you bring with the oila and shlamim, different than your typical mincha. Ksheira. Now, if you notice, I'm just pointing it out, Shitas Rashi is that this word ksheira, although it's in singular, it's a yachid, ksheira means one of the 2 things is kosher. I have 2 minchas in my bowl. Says the Mishnah ksheira. It doesn't say ksherim, they should both be kosher. It says ksheira, one of them is kosher. Rashi says, nah, not a big deal. It's referring to both of them. The Ari Rishonim that say one out of the 2 are kosher. And there's a machlokes in the Rishonim which one of the 2 are kosher. But okay, we're not going to get into that. B'Yehuda omer b'minchas kohen mashiach b'minchas nesachim psula. Rabbi Yehuda makes a distinction. There's a difference. It depends what got mixed into what. If you mixed your koimetz into minchas kohen mashiach or into minchas nesachim psula, shezu b'lilasa ava v'zu b'lilasa raka. As we saw in the demonstration, a regular kmitza, a regular mincha has a luk shemen. A loik shemen is a half a liter, let's say. So when I put a half a liter of oil into 5 pounds of flour, it's very, very little oil. As you saw, it barely spreads throughout the soilus, and therefore it's extremely thick. It's not very liquidy. But these other menachos have triple the amount of oil, so they're very smooth. So what happens? A very big problem happens here. We have a mincha that's very oily, touching a kmitza that's very oily, touching a kmitza that's very dry. What's going to happen? The kmitza that's very dry is going to absorb oil from the other kmitza. And what's the problem? A major problem. We learned that you have to have exactly the amount of oil. One lug. If you have one lug and one drop, puzzle. Now, on the other hand, you have the other mincha that has 3 lugin of oil. 3 lugin minus a drop is also puzzle. So they're both puzzle. This one got too much oil, this got too little oil. Memela, according to Rabbi Yehuda, puzzle. Now, Chachamim agree with this. Chachamim are not, the Tanna Kama doesn't argue with Rabbi Yehuda. It's a fact. The fact is that the oil is going to go from here to here. So, and they say it's kosher. Why? We're going to see soon.
It's physically impossible to take from oil and pour it into another without having some of the oil stay in the first kli.
Stay in the first kli?
Yeah, oil is.
Yeah, but we're not talking. So what's the problem with that?
I'm saying you said
That what you exactly are saying. That's on a different sugi. We're going to actually touch upon it today. But what does that have to do with us now?
Yeah, because you said if there's an extra little drop of oil, then it's possible. But here, there's going to be a
Whoa!
less.
You're asking Taisus Kasha, but on a different sugya. We're going to get to it.
Okay. I mean,
You jump sugyas.
Are there two cases?
That is a good kasha.
Are there 2 cases?
That is, you know what? That's Taisus tomorrow, and I'll tell you what Taisus answers. Taisus says, "Lo nitno ter lemalach hasharis," that it's impossible when you're dealing with oil. Some of it is going to remain in the kli, and we're not malachim, so the Torah doesn't expect us to wipe it so clean there's not even one drop of oil. That's the teretz. How you found it in this sugya, I'm not exactly sure, but good kasha. Yishkoyach. Okay?
Are there 3 cases or 2 cases in the Mishnah? Because the Mishnah starts off with the
Yeah, that's one case.
And then it says B'minchas Kohanim,
Right.
B'minchas Kohen Mashiach, and Minchas Nechach.
Nisachin, right? It's
Sounds
4
like 3
cases. 4.
4 cases.
4 cases.
So when we said Ksheira, you said that some people said it's taken only about 1
Right.
out of 2.
No. In each case, koimitz and koimitz, one koimitz is kosher, the other one is parcel.
Okay.
Not cases.
Okay.
Says the Gemara, it's not awesome. Dam shenisar b'mayim. This is also a big sugya, a shot sugya. We had this in Zvachim. Dam shenisar b'mayim. Let's say water fell into blood. There is an afkemina, what fell into what? As the Gemara in Zvachim says, because there's a concept as a drop falls into a big bucket, that drop becomes bottle as it drips in. One drop at a time becomes bottle. Fine. So let's say water fell into blood. The halacha is, im yesh b'y maris dam kosher. What are we talking about? We're talking about blood for zrikas hadam. I need kosher blood to do the zrika on the mizbeach. Is my blood kosher? It's mixed with water. So if it looks like blood, it has the consistency, the color of blood, it's mamish red, geschmacka red, kosher. I could do zrika with it. Now here's a tricky thing. Nisar b'yayin. What do I do? The color is going to be perfect. It's always going to be perfect. It's always going to be red because wine is red. The color is not going to change. So how do I know how much wine I could put into the blood to make it puzzle? If I'm going by the way it looks, what do? Just pretend that the wine is water, and if I had that amount of water, would it dissolve the blood enough to ruin the color or not? That's it.
We're only concerned about color and
The
not
color.
consistency.
Yeah, it's more. It seems like it's color here.
It's the same as McBoys.
We're not worried about how liquid it is.
This is the opposite
Because
of
by-
McBoys. Like,
Because by the salt,
They have the same. They have a chala of dva. Yeah, in mikvah also we have something similar. Nisar b'dam behema or b'dam chayo. Also the same halacha. So if I have another animal that's kosher animal, but it's not kachim, or I have a chayo that doesn't belong in the Beis Hamikdash at all, I pretend that its blood is water, and again, let's say a gallon of water is going to make the blood not red anymore, so a gallon of this behema blood, it also passes the blood. Even though right now it's going to remain red, we don't care about the color, it's just the amount. Fine. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, ein dam mevatel dam. So this is basically what we're going to be dealing with a lot. This concept, ein dam mevatel dam, min b'minoi. Okay, don't fall asleep now. The same min, the same blood. As you look at it, you have two bloods. One is kosher, one is not. One cannot be mevatel the other blood. So, according to Rabbi Yehuda, if I have a giant bucket of non-kosher blood, I have a chaya blood, and one drop of zrika blood in that bucket, I could do zrika. Because my blood, my zrika blood, did not become batel.
If it would be water,
Water is not the same min, so it's batel. Of course it will be batel.
it's just bedam bedam.
Dam bedam, one min. If I have one little drop of dam in a giant bucket of water, it's nothing. You don't even see red. Forget about that. You don't need a giant bucket. You probably just need double the amount of that dam to ruin it. I'm talking about a giant bucket, a barrel of deer blood, and 1 ounce of your sheep blood that fell in, or maybe the deer blood came in afterwards, any way you want to look at it. The whole barrel is kosher for zrika. Dam is not mevatel dam. Finished.
It's not about the dam.
Yeah.
I should need just this one drop.
What do you mean I should need this one drop? Right.
What's not about which drop? The big one?
The big is not mevatel the small.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that the big becomes.
The big doesn't become the kosher zrika, right?
If it's
No, but okay. We had a sugya in Zvachim. I mentioned it that on Erev Pesach, according to Rabbi Yehuda at least, I think it was Rabbi Yehuda, they would gather 1 cup of blood and throw it on the mizbeach. Why? Because there's molecules of blood from all the karbanos in that blood. So that I'm telling
They're
you.
all kosher. They're not chaya. They're all good.
Okay, but your molecules are in that barrel. Anywhere you touch in that barrel, you're going to have a little bit of that kosher blood. It's a tremendous chiddush. I'm telling you what it says. I didn't make this up, this case, of a drop in a bucket.
You're saying two chiddush. You're saying it's not about and every bit is misarav into everything.
It's not that the deer blood becomes zrika blood, it's just that you have zrika blood inside every deer blood. Whatever you hold in your hand is going to have a little tiny, an atom worth of the zrika blood in there.
Is it svara that it becomes a robe?
No.
Because you have half? No?
No.
If it's a drop, it's
This is all together.
It's a kasha of Tosfos. How can you throw the blood with water?
What, you're talking about Hadavi Yedua? Hadavi Yedua Shadoma this? That Taisus?
No, not over here.
Oh, okay.
There's a scientific
Oh, my-
that says that if you put something into water, that it will eventually disperse over all the. I think it's called Brown's law of motion.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So when he does zrika, does he have to all the time?
L'chayr, just part of it. I don't know. I think just part of it.
Because the shayla was how can you be so non.
I don't know how that works. Your shaila is, I don't know how it works. We said it has to be shir zrika, and l'maisa you don't have shir zrika or whatever that is flying through the air. I don't
We
know.
say it doesn't matter if you're so if you can non-zrika blood. That's why.
Right, but there is no non-zrika blood. Oh, you mean mixed in it? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, why should that ruin it? Yeah. Min b'minoy lo batel. Fine. Rabbi say if we're gonna hack over here, forget about the next few lines.
So there's no shear basically in dam. As long as it's even the smallest amount.
Right, but there was a shear. There was a shear of zrika. The Gemara never said a shear. It just said as much as it flies through the air. So maybe this isn't up because it comes with something else also. Fine. Believe it or not, they took the same pasuk and they learned different things from the same pasuk. Now what? We had the 43 zrikas we do on Yom Kippur. How do you have 43? You have 16 from the par, 16 from the sa'ir, on the paroichas and the kapoiras. That's 32. Then they took the blood and mixed it together. The sa'ir and the par got mixed together, and then they made it an additional 11 zrikas. 7 on the mizbeach haktoiras, and another 4 on the karnis of the mizbeach. Right? Oh, but the Torah says to mix the blood. Not only does the Torah say to mix the blood, it says, "V'lokach midam ha'par midam ha'sor." Hadover yidua shedome shel par merubah midome shel sor. Right? Everybody that watched the shechita before in their life knows that a shar is unbelievable how much blood comes out of his neck. I have a video. Whoever wants to see, I have plenty of videos from my place in Spain. I unfortunately do shechita in Spain, so I've seen it with my own eyes. It's scary stuff. Smoke comes out of his neck. It's mamish. It's yeah, because it's heat and it's.
I have a picture of it.
Steam comes out of his neck. I should call it steam. Anyways, it's a sight to be seen. If you haven't seen it, I could show you some videos. It's a lot of blood, and it's a lot more than the. Now the Torah, Rashi points out that even though it's much more blood, the Torah calls it dam sa'ir. You hear the vart? You hear what Rashi says? The Torah calls it dam sa'ir even though it's mixed in with the dam of the para, and there's much more dam para. Why does the Torah call it dam sa'ir? Because it's not batal. It should be l'chayr batal to the dam para. It's not. Why? Because min b'mino is not batal. That's how Rabbi Yehuda learns. Rabban Savri, turn the page, Chav Beis Amud Beis, Mikan le'oilin she'ei mevatan zeh. What does the word oilin mean? Not a carbon oila, but something that goes on top of the mizbeach, such as blood, such as kmitza, anything, imurim, anything that goes on top of the mizbeach. You guys smell that smell? That's what we have every morning. It's geschmack stuff. For those of you who don't come in the morning, starting off the day with some Torah and that geschmack coffee smell. So if I have blood that goes on top of the mizbeach, it's a oila on the mizbeach, not a carbon oila, but it goes upon the mizbeach. It's not mevatel zeh. Okay, zok the Gemara. Rabbi Yehuda Sovar mikan lemin b'minoi she'enu botel. Rabbanon Savri mikan lo'oilin she'enu mevatem zeh. V'dilma, asked the Gemara, how do Rabbanon learn from this pasuk? Only the concept that two things that go on the mizbeach are not mevatel each other. V'dilma mishum demin b'minoihu. How do Rabbanon know to exclude what Rabbi Yehuda learns from the pasuk? At the end of the day, it's the same min. They're both blood. So maybe the Torah is telling us that min b'mino is not mevatel each other. How do you know that the Torah is telling us that because it goes into mizbech, it's not mevatel each other? Says the Gemara, if the Torah, very simple word, very good svara, if the Torah wanted to teach us the halacha, the min b'minoi is not mevatel each other, so the Torah should have said it somewhere else. Why did the Torah pick this parsha of things that go into the mizbeach? It's the wrong place. If you want to teach me halacha of min b'minoi, tell it to me chveis in hilchos chometz. I don't know where. Why dafka in this case that you put things on the mizbeach to confuse me? Elamai, it's telling me. If it wouldn't tell me the case of things that go on the mizbeach kitiko amris, then it would make sense that it's coming to tell us that min b'minoi is not mevatel each other. Hashadash minin oilin mishum oilin. The reason why the Torah put it in this parasha of things that go on top of the mizbeach to tell me that things that go on top of the mizbeach are not mevatel each other, nothing to do with min b'minoi. As the Gemara of Dilma ad ikim min b'minoi v'oilin. Okay, so it told me the chiddush about oilin, but it also tells me min b'minoi. So maybe you need the two things combined. Maybe you need dafka min b'minoi, and also that it goes in the mizbeach. Maybe you need the two things. Why Chachamim picking one out of the two? Says the Gemara kasha. You're right, it's a good kasha. Kasha always means that there is some sort of teretz. It's not the biggest kasha in the world, but it's kasha.
Why don't we just say it's like a chomor and a less chomor? Like we always go with something that's the biggest and most important, and then we learn things from there.
And you're saying that min b'minoi, oilin is more chomer than min b'minoi?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying by min b'minoi, it's.
Yeah, but if the Torah is telling us two, it's an example. The Torah gives us an example with two special halachas in it: oilin and min b'minoi. So why are you picking one out of the other? Who gave you the right to pick one out of the other? And now the Gemara is just going to ask the same kasha on reverse, on Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda saw about mekan min b'minoi she'eni batal. Rabbi Yehuda learns from this pasuk that two bloods that are the same min are not mevatel each other. Who told Rabbi Yehuda that the reason why they don't become batal is because of the min b'minoi? Maybe they don't become batal because they put it on the mizbeach, and anything that goes on the mizbeach is not mevatel each other. So he says the same thing. If it would said a different case, min b'she'enoi minoi. Now, why would it say min b'she'enoi minoi? Because it's a much bigger chiddush. Even though it's not the same min, I have two random objects. I have a matzah and blood, right? It's not the same min. If I'm telling you the chiddush of oilin, it should tell me, even I have two completely separate items. I have a murim and blood, they're not mevatel each other. Why? Because they're oilin. If that's what I wanted to tell you, that's how I should say it. So why did I pick a case that's much easier? That the minoi. Obviously, to tell me, the reason why the Torah said min b'minoi, mishum the min b'minoyu. The whole point here of the Torah is to tell us that min b'minoi, if it's the same object, the same family, then it's not batal. But nothing to do with oilin. And the Gemara, the same kasha we asked before in Rabbanon. Maybe I need both of them, because that's what the pasuk is talking about. It's talking about things that go on the mizbeach, and they're the same min. How do you know that it's only one out of the two? Why did you pick one out of the two? Kasha. Fine. Next sugya. Nan.
So Ran explain. So
the Ran and the Darim, why min b'minoi works. So basically, the Ran says that he just explains that it shouldn't be so dry, that it depends. Min b'minoi, if it's the same min, the Ran says, then it's the opposite of min b'sheni minoi. If you have two separate items, then the item that's bigger or stronger destroys, so to speak, the smaller item. But if it's min b'minoi, then it actually helps the smaller guy. If you have a little blood and a lot of blood, so you kind of take a lot of blood and put it on the little blood becomes bigger. It becomes stronger because it's the same min. That's something like that, he says, no?
If that's what you need, you're saying it strengthens the thing that you need the most inside this mixture of different bloods.
Right, and then he goes on to explain, review the Rabbanan, what is a min and what's not a min. Is a min the same object? It looks the same? It tastes the same? Or is it halachically the same? And we're going to get into it.
Same legal status.
Same legal, right, the same halacha. We're going to see it soon.
That one drop, like what takes precedence? Is it the fact that it was there already? That means that is more powerful than something that's coming in?
No, so the only difference in what you're saying is that if it's there already, and then you introduce something else in there, so it doesn't have a chance to be batal, whereas if it's one drop at a time, if the drop fell into what's there, then it becomes batal automatically. However, Taisus points out, in our case, when you're talking about an ox spewing out a lot of blood, it's so much blood that even if you introduce it to the existing thing, it will be mevatel the existing thing because it's a lot. That's just a svar and a little and a lot, not what comes introduced second. Again, if you have a big bucket and you put one drop of water into it, that water, as soon as it hits the bucket, it becomes part of the bucket and becomes batal. But let's say it's a big stream, you put it under a waterfall, so it's not going to be, the bucket won't be mevatel the waterfall, because it's a lot of water.
That's min be'eno mina. When you have this situation.
Right.
Of
Min b'minoi, then it's not negea.
So what I'm saying is, how come when you have the blood streaming in,
Yeah.
right?
Into another blood.
Yeah. So
Because it's min b'minoi. Min b'minoi is not batal according to Rabbi Yehuda.
what we're saying is that the all right, never mind.
Okay.
I'll formulate my question.
Fine. Zok the Gemara. Tnan, Rabbi Yehuda Omer. If somebody, we learned, if he takes a koimetz and he mixes it into minchas koyen, koyen Mashiach, ube minchas nesachim psula, right? He differentiated in the Mishnah. Depends what mincha you introduce the koimetz to. A minchas koyen, a minchas nesachim, pasal why? Shezu b'li lasa ava, v'zu b'li lasa raka, ve'im boile zu mizu. Because When you take something that's very oily and it touches something that's not so oily, the oil from the oily is going to go into the other one, and that's going to become too much oil, and the one that had a lot of oil is going to become too little oil, and they both become pasul. As the Gemara, according to Rabbi Yehuda, min b'minoi should consider it that it didn't get mixed in b'chlal. There's no mixture going on here. The min b'minoi, halachically, we should view it as nothing got mixed in. This oil is separated from this oil, and nothing ever happened here. Says the Gemara, Marava, Daf Chav Gimel Amud Aleph, Marava Kosaver Rabbi Yehuda, Koil Shu Min B'Minoi V'Davar Acher, Salek Es Minoi Kemisha Einoi. If you have blood and blood, but you also, you have soilless and soilless, and you also have oil and oil and soilless, right? So you have oil and oil, it's Min B'Minoi. But you also have another ingredient, soilless in a mincha. Salekis minoi kemisha einoi. Get rid of one of them. I'll explain in a second. B'sheini minoi rava lovin vatloi. Here, I'll just say it outside so you understand and we'll see it inside. Let's say you have a cholent. You have beans, barley, all this gishmaki stuff. You put in one kosher piece of meat. And then you put in a treifa piece of meat. You put in chaylev into the cholent. Now, if it's min b'mino, you have a problem. They're not mevatel each other. So what do? What you do is get rid of the kosher meat in your head, get rid of it, and now you have a fight between the bebloch, the potatoes, and the meat. And the potatoes and the beans are gonna win. They're gonna be mevatel that bad meat. You have what I'm saying? You have min b'mino, you have two pieces of meat, but you have also potatoes, you have another min. So if I could get rid of the good meat, so now the two meats together equal 2 pounds. And I have 2 pounds of potatoes. So 2 pounds, the 2 pounds, they fight each other out, the meat fights, they're not going to win, it's min b'mino. Get rid of 1 pound of the kosher, now you're left with 1 pound of treif. 1 pound of treif could be bottled to all the potatoes that are 2 pounds.
Why take out the other meat?
Because I take it out because I have another min here. If I leave the other meat in, then I have 2 pounds against 2 pounds. The potatoes won't win. Get rid of the kosher meat in your head, halachically. Get rid of it, and then I have the not kosher meat fighting against the potatoes. Who always wins? The potatoes and the beblach win if they're more.
Why can you say that? That's
What, to get rid of the puzzle? I'm saying halachically, that's how it works. That's the trick.
but it's still treif. It doesn't mean
So what happens in our sugya? In our sugya also, we have oil and oil is not bottle because it's min b'minoi. They're not mevatel each other. But there's soilus here. How do you make a mincha? You need flour. It's a mixture of oil and soilus. Says the Gemara, get rid of the koimetz, get rid of it, and now you have the other mincha fighting with the soilus, and the soilus is going to contain it. It's going to be mevatel it. The soilus is going to mevatel the other oil. Let's see it inside. Since there's another ingredient called soilus, get rid of the oil. The thing that's not its min of the oil, meaning the soilus, rava olav will be more than the oil. And he's mevatel it. Yes? Any questions?
Yeah, I think the answer to his question is no way.
Who?
He asked why don't we?
Why don't you do it the other way? Yeah. Okay. What do you say?
I think the point here is that you have two pieces of meat.
Yeah.
You don't need bittul against it gets both together. You can each one individually.
Yeah.
And just do the bittul against each one. Because that's the point.
You're saying you're not getting rid of it as much as you're mevatel each one individually.
You've got two pieces of meat, and I want to know how about bittul against the meat. I don't need to take the two pieces together. I can look at each.
The whole thing means really it takes them together. The whole thing means really they both.
no. That's
No, but they don't get. That's what they're saying. They don't become one.
He's saying do it to each one individually. Like you're saying and like I'm saying, he's combining both of us together. First you do it on the kosher, then you do it on the treif, and then each one becomes bottle. How? I don't know how it works. Itmar, we're going to do one short sugya, one small sugya, so that we could have somewhat of enough time tomorrow to do the tougher sugya. Itmar, shmaka sugya. Choymetz the minchas choyte. A minchas choyte, we said a person did an aveira, he ate something betuma. Let's say he went to Beis Hamikdash betuma. He has to bring a chatas. He can't afford a chatas, so he brings a mincha. Korban oil v'yored. So he can bring a mincha. That's all he could afford. He brings flour. So as we learned, forgot who it was that said the reason why he brings flour and you don't put any oil or levina in it. Why? Because he did a veira. Choyte niskar. You don't let a choyte gain. He brings a shvacha carbon, the shvachta carbon possible, a bag of flour. Okay. Now he brings his bag of flour that doesn't deserve any oil, and he went after he did the kmitza. He went and he put oil on it. Did he ruin it or not? The Torah says, don't bring oil, don't put oil. He went, big chacham, he put oil on top of it. Now what? After the kmitza, Rabbi Yochanan Omer Pasul, Rish Lakish Omar, Hu Atzmoi Meshachshechoi B'Shiyore Halug Haloigu Ma'aleu. That you're supposed to, Adarabba, it's good to take from what's left over in the cup, the lug cup, right? The measuring cup, whoever was here saw. You pour the oil from the measuring cup into the bisa, mix it up, but lamaisa, you're going to have oil every single time. If you ever baked, you're always going to have oil left over in your cup. Take that oil, use that oil for the choyte guy, because since he doesn't bring oil from his house, he's not supposed to use it. Yisachar asked the kasha, how could he have leftover oil in his cup? The halacha is, if you have anything left less than a lug, it's puzzle. So how does he have even a drop of oil left over? On that, Tosfos says, that was this sugya, he jumped a whole full daf ahead. And that Tosfos says, it's impossible. So when the Torah says, use the lug, Torah says, the Torah understands there's going to be a little bit left over in the bottom, and that's okay. Fine.
So we're saying that oil is mevatel the oil in the chatas?
No, we're not talking about bittul here for a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
We're just saying, could he put shemen or not? Rish Lakish says you could put shemen. Rabbi Yochanan says you can't add shemen. In fact, the Gemara book Siv lo yosem aleh shemen v'lo yiten aleh levoino. It says mefurish in the pasuk lo yosem aleh shemen. You're not allowed to put oil on the chayte. What do you do? Ahu shelo yikba lo shemen kechavisel. That's only referring to that don't put it on before the kmitza. Don't mix it into in the bisa bowl. Don't add oil. But after you did kmitza, you want to put a little oil on top. It's okay, right? But it's not b'di'evet if you put oil beforehand. Then you passel. If you add oil before the kohen did a kmitza, it's a problem. Eisvei Rabbi Yochanan Rish Lakish charev shenisareh b'bolu. Now, what does it mean charev shenisareh b'bolu? The original, the first pshat in the Gemara is, I take a minchas chorev. What does chorev mean? Dry. What's a dry mincha l'chayra? Minchas choyta. And it says, if I take a minchas choyta and I mix it in with a bolul, meaning a normal mincha that has oil in it, what's the halacha? According to the Tanakama, yakriv.
So that's not Rish Lakish.
Hold on. Right, it's like Rish Lakish, but I'm going to explain to you the kasha in a second. It's a murdik kasha. Rabbi Yehuda Omer lo yakriv. So the Gemara says, "My love, koymitz the minchas choyte the or koymitz the minchas ndava." Okay, l'chayr we're talking about a minchas choyte with a minchas ndava. Ask the Gemara bam kasha. And Mendy's right. L'chayr, it's not a kasha. This is exactly what Rish Lakish said. But Rabbi Yochanan is asking on Rish Lakish from here that what? It says that he took a minchas choyte and mixed it into a minchas balul. If a minchas choyte is not allowed to have any oil, just tell me, I took a minchas choyte and added 1 drop of oil. Why are you telling me that he mixed it with a minchas balul? You know why you're telling me a minchas balul? Because it's min b'mino. It's both of them are oiler. They're both oiler l'mizbeach. Since a balul is oiler l'mizbeach, and the minchas choyte is oil in mizbeach, so that's why they're not bottle. They're not mevatel each other. Rabbanan say when you have oilin, 2 oilin. However, if I wanted to say a case like you, we gotta go like this. If I want to say a case that it's like Rish Lakish, that it's okay that I'm allowed to put oil on it, then the case should have been I took a minchas choite and I added oil to it, and it should say yakriv according to Rish Lakish. But it doesn't say that. He says a case of minchas choite that was nisayr bebalul, and only then Chacham say it's yakriv. You know why? Because Chacham hold that oilin are not mevatel each other. So if I take a minchas choite and a minchas balul, according to Chacham, I can put it on the mizbeach. But if I take oil and put it on the choite, the halach will be like Rabbi Yochanan, that it's also. You can't be makriv it. What is the case? The case is minchas choite. No, he's asking good. You have to. It's a very deep. It's a gishmak svara. The case is a minchas choite and a minchas balul. Together, Chacham say I can put it on the mizbeach. I'll tell you why you can put it on the mizbeach. Because they both belong in the mizbeach. And when they both belong in the mizbeach, they don't mix into with each other. So even though they touch each other, the svara of oilin. So it's as if the minchas choite never had oil. The oil remained with the minchas balul.
So I was saying.
But if I want to tell you the halacha that of Rish Lakish that I have no problem with the oil, so just tell me minchas choite that I poured a bunch of oil on it. Why am I telling you a case of boilel? If my chiddush is I could add oil to minchas choite, just say the guy took a minchas choite, I poured a bunch of oil in it. Rish Lakish says, the Tanakama says yakriv, and Rav Yehuda says lo yakriv. That should be the case. The only reason why he brought another case of boilel is because only with boilel it works, the extra oil, because they're both oilin. Yeah.
But there's a difference between putting oil from bowl and putting oil from.
There's only one difference.
Leftover. Look,
There's only one difference.
one's a completely different.
The one the only exactly there is a difference, and you know what the difference is? That they both go on the mizbeach. Once they both go on the mizbeach, so you're allowed to put them on the mizbeach. If the point is that I'm allowed to take random oil from a bottle and put it on, it should have said it more mefurish. It shouldn't have said that I mixed the charav with the bowl. It should have said I mixed the charav with oil. Anyways, let's go weiter. We're almost done.
So that's proof that Chachamim would hold that if it's oil, it's possible.
Right. Oil is possible. The only reason why over here it's yakriv is because of oilin. But a normal case where he introduced oil to a charav, it's possible. It's mamish deep. Like a raya. Says the Gemara, it's a kasha on Rish Lakish. How do you say that oil is okay? When over here it says the only reason the oil is okay is because it's bolul and the both oil and mizbech. Says the Gemara, loy, you read the brisa wrong. Charev shenisar bebolul, you assume the charev means a very, very dry mincha, which would be a minchas choite, our sugya. No, we're not talking about a minchas choite. Minchas parim ve'elim b'minchas kvasim. Minchas kvasim has 3 lugos shemen. Minchas parim only has 2. So one is drier than the other. When it says charev, it means a drier, not dry completely, drier than the other one. Frag the Gemara, how can you tell me such a teretz? V'behed yektanila. Minchas parim ve'elim b'minchas kvasim. It says mefurish. The case right beforehand was the case of a par and a keves. So how can you tell me that the words afterwards, charev and balul, mean par and keves? If I just said par and keves a second ago, and then it says v'charev shenisar b'balul, and another case of charev shenisar b'balul. So don't tell me that charev shenisar b'balul means a par and a keves, which is 1 second beforehand. Yikrav, Rabbi Yehuda Yikrav says the Gemara Parushik mefarish lo, that v'charev shenisar b'balul is just coming. It's a taich. It says first parim ve'elim b'minchas kvasim. What does that mean? Charev shenisar b'balul. The vav, I don't understand the vav so much.
It's explaining the parim ve'elim with the
Yes, parim ve'elim b'minchas kvasim is v'charev shenisar b'balul. That's what it is. It's a drier mincha that was in sarev b'balul. A good tavach.
Well, in this case, Rabbi Yehuda would say that this still can be matter.
But it's no raya to our case of charev. We're trying to bring a raya. You're allowed to pour shemen into something that doesn't have shemen. We're talking about a case that it does have shemen, just has less shemen. It's a case of 2 lugin and 3 lugin that were nisarev. I don't know.